Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. They don't want you to have anyone to turn to for help by causing you to seem delusional and out of reality. The things that you're experiencing are meant to force you to seek help from others. You're actually supposed to seek help from people when things aren't going the way they're supposed to. And when things aren't going the way they're supposed to, people usually do that. People usually seek help. People usually try to gain some type of assistance or try to gain some type of leg up over their situation. But they rather you have to explain yourself to other people. And that can do a number of things when you're trying to explain to people something that's happening and people think it's not happening. A lot of people will tend to look at you sideways like you either don't know what you're talking about or is something wrong with you. And that's just a hard position to be in when you're actually going through something. It could be something serious that you're dealing with according to these people, but because of the way that it's presented, it seems like what you're saying is something that something would be somebody would be like cuckoo. So the thing is, you're pretty much on your own with this, and you have to use God to be able to make it through. And that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to use him, and it's actually for you to be made closer to him, because this is why it says in the Bible, like, don't lean on your own understanding and don't put your trust in man, because a lot of this stuff is spiritual, and you're going to have to rely on divine powers to really take control of the situation. You try to go to people and get help, there's nothing they can do. This is some spiritual stuff. You're going to have to pray to God for protection and that he destroys your enemies, because whatever light you possess and the good that you're doing is drawing these entities into your reality. Whatever good you're doing is in direct correlation and in direct alignment with the divine work of God's kingdom. And that divine work that you're doing is causing to stir these demons up. It's causing them to recognize that there's a certain amount of light and positive energy that you're bringing in. So, they already don't like that. So what they're going to do is they try to paint a picture in your mind that there's no one there to help you. The things that they do are very hard to detect. And when you explain things to people that you're experiencing along the lines of what they're doing, people just aren't going to believe it. No one is going to take into consideration that this is something real. If they don't see it, they don't believe it. They're going to think that it's something that doesn't happen because it doesn't happen to them. And it's hard to convince people of something that they're not aware of. It's hard to get people to believe you when something that you're going through sounds like it's straight out of a movie or straight out of a sitcom or out of a book. But this is real stuff that people actually experience. There are people with next to no life that go around trying to basically steal energy from other people through forced interactions. And I would just call it people forcing themselves on me. But now I know that the correct proper term is street theater. But people will force themselves onto you. And it's because you have something that they want. You have peace of mind. You have positive energy. All right. You have a clean aura. A lot of these entities, what you'll recognize is that the energy on them, it stinks. A lot of you might be able to actually smell the aura on the person, but what a lot of you realize is if you can't smell the smell, but you know this person's energy stinks, what you're realizing is that this person's energy isn't that of someone who's a light body. This person's energy is someone who's a demon. It's dark, it's dense, it's hot, it's heavy. Like the energy is just thick, and it creates a spiritual stench, a spiritual stank. And some people can actually smell the smell, but some people can just feel it energetically that this person stinks. And usually when you can pick up on that energy on a person, it's usually a person that is possessed, and their spirit has been taken over. Their flesh has been in their body, their vessel has been inhabited by a demonic force, or an alien that can interdimensionally travel through the fabrics of time and space. And these entities don't have power to actually exist in our realm, so what they need is an actual physical body to dwell in. And they can gain access to these bodies through electromagnetic energy. And when you get upset, when you get in your feelings, when you get mad, when they're able to piss you off, what you're doing is you're giving off emotion or feeling, and they're able to tap into the negative energy through the electromagnetic energy. All right. Feelings like anger, any type of animosity, like negative energy it has a type of molecular type of energy to where they could tap into. All right. And they could tap into this energy. It opens portals for them. They can inhabit a person, they can dwell within that person, and they can live within that person. So when you find people who are trying to take energy from you, like energy vampires, narcissists, people who seem like they're moving in the flesh, they could actually really be possessed by an alien, or be possessed by a demonic force. And some of these people are out to get you. They have ill intentions. Maybe you took their spot, their position that they were working towards. They didn't get picked. Whatever it is that they have against you, you'll have people that will behave like this way towards you. But then you'll have other people who are actually so evil and corrupt that they've been taken over by demonic forces. And these demonic forces are actually using them like a virus would have as a host in another animal's flesh. So you know how some animals, they'll be like zombies because a parasite has taken over them. A lot of these people are like zombies. That's why they make movies, The Night of the Living Dead. That like the It's actually a metaphor. The people aren't actually dead and coming up out of the grave. That's just a metaphor for what the movie is a representation of. And what the movie is a representation of is people who are spiritually dead. And when you get bit, it's similar. And when you get bit, you turn into what? A zombie. Once their spit enters your bloodstream, and that their genetics have whatever the word is, uh genetically changed your DNA, you turn into a zombie. So it's the same thing. Once you get around these people and they're able to infect you with their spirit or their darkness, then you could turn into one of them. All right. So it is what it is. Um, they don't want you to have anyone to turn to when it comes to this. The type of behavior that they display is, if someone was to hear it, it's unbelievable. People are going to think that whatever is happening to you is something that you caused for yourself. They're going to wonder who laced your drink at the party. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna want to know what you had, and if you have some extra, can they have some? Like that's the type of things that we go through. People think that like we're on this everlasting trip, you know. They think that we need some type of medicine or something, and which is really a cruel thing to say. It's pretty much dismissive. Anyone that doesn't have any idea about something should probably just keep their opinion to themselves, because they don't realize that they make themselves look unintelligent. So even if you feel that you're intelligent, or even if you feel that you've got it all together, because these things don't happen to you, it's very wise to not discredit something that you don't have any information on, because after learning about it, you could have you could see just how foolish you actually could be. So the thing about it is they do things to us that people aren't going to take for face value. The things that they do, they're not going to be able to comprehend that this is something that actually happens to other people. They're busy living their life. They're busy focusing on themselves. They probably go to work, watch TV, eat, go to sleep, and they're not paying attention to anything else. These, unfortunately, aren't people who are that spiritual. And for people who are spiritual that resonate with these kind of videos, God has opened your eyes to be able to see this type of behavior. And you're pretty much on the front lines as a spiritual warrior. And you're here to fight these demonic forces and warn others of their existence. So a lot of people wouldn't even be aware of these things if God didn't use us to make awareness of it, to speak up on it, to share videos, to like videos, to send these videos to people who could actually use it at the right time is like life-saving. People need to know what's going on with them. They want to bring you to the point to where you want to destroy yourself, because they want you to feel that there's no end. All right, and you actually can bring this to an end with the right strategies. And I may be able to drop some jewels on that in this video, but I'll probably, for the sake of actually wanting to create something that will be impactful, I'll probably save it for a whole nother video instead of trying to squeeze it into this one. I'd rather just stay on topic and then make that a whole separate video for everybody to watch. But when people are making you an outcast and isolating you and creating a reality to where you have no one to turn to, that's strategic. That's psychological warfare. You're already set apart, but these demons are setting you apart from everyone. They don't want anyone in your corner. They want you to be a loner and by yourself and not have anyone. And some might say, well, I like being by myself. I like being alone. I don't like having anyone around me anyway. The thing about that is, I understand that's cool, but they're actually like chasing people away from you. People like they're watching you to the point to where they see who's watching you. It might be someone that you would be attracted to, that likes you. They might stalk you to the point to now where they just chased away a potential person that you could have had some great experiences with, someone that you could have met and got to know and had a great connection. If you've ever seen the Truman Show, this is actually very real. And you've probably experienced this in real life. When you were in high school, you may not have even known, but everybody was watching you. People knew who you liked. People knew what you were going to do, what you were going to do, where you were going to go. They were probably following you in the hallway, watching you go to your locker, watching you go to class. Some of them probably even not even going to school. You probably even would catch some of them looking at you through the hallway door into the classroom. But the point I'm trying to make is this. They will watch you to the point to where they'll see who likes you or who you like. And if they're desperate enough or demonic enough, they'll interact, or excuse me, they'll interrupt your chances of meeting this person. And that's actually what happened in the Truman Show. They knew that who his twin flame was, and they were trying to keep him away from his twin flame. They knew that the person that he really had a connection with was the person that he was supposed to be talking to, the girl that he actually liked. but the movie forced this plant. And that movie is so deep on so many levels. You can go back and watch it and find something new every time. There's plants. His friend was a plant. His own mom, the man's own mom was against him. The man's own mother was against him. His own wife was against him. His own childhood friend was against him. They turned his own father against him. His dad was all trying to warn him through the movie. That they isolated that man and kept him to himself. And he wasn't even aware of it until he started to figure things out and see what they were doing. See, as a targeted individual, you could actually have friends and still be isolated because the people around you are all in cahoots, just like in the Truman Show movie, and they're fake. And to the people who comment, oh, that's just a movie, yo, you're not experiencing what we're experiencing over here on this channel, because we know that art imitates life. And we know, yes, that this is a movie, but we know it's based off real events, whether they put it out there or not. Why would they even make that movie in the first place? And as real as that is, that movie, it shows you how demons act. Demons watch. Like, the man was being stalked the whole entire movie, where every move he made, people were aware of it. The neighbors, people in the town, they had street theater all throughout the movie, like down to the people who kept showing up when he would buy his coffee and get his newspaper. Those two dudes, good morning, Truman. If you noticed, his neighbor walked outside at the same time wearing the same clothes as him, a yellow shirt, khaki pants. It was the same clothes. And the thing is, in the movie, he started noticing the patterns. He started noticing the patterns in the movie. They kept doing the same thing over and over again. Truman was picking up on it. And as soon as he started to pick up on it, he started to see how fake his environment really was. He started to see how fake the town really was. He started to see how fake the people really were. And in the beginning of the movie, you'll see a whole light fall out of the sky. And they're showing you in the movie that it's a scene. They're showing you that symbolizes, when that light falls out of the sky, they're showing you that the world is a stage. They're showing you that this stuff is staged, even down to the debates. All this stuff is a stage. This is the world stage. None of this is real. Why do you think Trump said fake news? There's a little bit of truth to everything, and there's a little bit of truth to everything, man. Can't discredit something just because it doesn't favor your narrative, or you don't understand it, or you never heard of it, or don't think it's real. All right. They don't want, and they didn't want Truman to have anyone. They did not want him to have any supporters. That girl that he actually liked, and the girl that actually liked him, was his main supporter. He didn't have his dad supporting him. He didn't have his dad. He didn't have his mom. And when I say support, I'm not talking about like support, like, oh, they're supposed to support you. No, nobody's supposed to support you. You're supposed to support yourself as a full functioning grown adult or young adult, to the best of your ability. You may have had some things you've gone through that prevented that, but you still have a chance and you can still become successful. But the thing is, they wanted that man to not have anyone in his corner. Every time he got near that girl, they took her away. Every time he got near her, something happened to where they got split up. And this is the same thing with your support. I've seen this in real time. I would go to talk to people. I went to go talk to this one girl in school, and she could have even been a plant. But I just remember a whole group of people watching me talk to her. Like, I mean, like, it was at least 10 people standing there. I turned around and everybody was standing there. I'm like, oh my God, they're mimicking the way I just spoke to the young lady. I was confident in doing my thing, and they do that to make the people you like feel uncomfortable. You're cool, and people think you're interesting, but you'll have a gang stalking group of perpetrators hating on you and slandering you. The slander's been going on since you were young. All right, they will slander you in school and make everybody think you're weird to where no one will like you. A whole group of people worried about one guy. But anyway, like people they slandered Truman. They made people think that he was crazy. Oh, Truman, you're crazy. Why would you want to leave? Why would you want to leave here? Truman was gonna go what? No contact. He was gonna leave them. Of course, once you've been doing something for so long and you finally recognize a change and you want to change and do better and have a different experience, they're gonna call you crazy because you're leaving them behind. You're getting away from the toxicity. No more punching bag. No more supply. No more feel better about myself at the expense of somebody else. Look at God. At the expense of somebody else. They don't want you to have anybody to turn to. That's the last thing that they want. The more people you get on your side, the easier it's going to be for them to be exposed. Two heads are always better than one. But they don't want you to have a soul on your side at all. They want you to be helpless by yourself, not have anybody to turn to, not have anyone to talk to. And that's rough. That's how people end up committing suicide and taking themselves out. You're lucky you have God. Everybody who watches this channel, we may feel alone from time to time, but we know we have God on our side. All we have to do is get out that worldly mind state of you're being alone and get into that mind state where you see things spiritually. You know what? I have God on my side, and that's all I need. Screw these people. You know, it is what it is. Not to be rude, but if they're not going to be there, then who do you have? Who you have is who you have. If all you have is God, that's all you have, and that's who you have, and that's good enough. But they leave you all by yourself, and it takes some getting used to. No one wants to hear what you say after a while. The things that are serious to you and that have extreme meaning to you because it's happening to you and taking place in your life, it seems like people don't care about. And not only do they not care about it, they take what you're going through as a joke. They take you as a joke. It's fun and games to them because it's not happening to them, or they could potentially even be participating in it. Just being a person that acts like they don't know what's going on, just like Truman's mom. Truman's mom was aware of the games being played on him the whole time. She just kept coaxing him into believing in this in the Matrix. She kept all these movies. I believe they intertwine with each other. Like if you're skilled at breaking down movies, and not only that, you understand like occult science, and you understand that all these movies and all these symbols and all these signs and all the stuff that they're doing is all intertwined and all boils down to like one kind of idea and reality as far as what they're all trying to show. It's deep, you know. But yo, they did Truman dirty, and that's how they do us. The same way that they did Truman, that's how they do us. They're monitoring you to the point to where they know who you like. They know what type you like. They know what your type is. That's why you got to be careful who you talk to. They'll send plants into your life. They sent a plant in Truman's life. His whole wife was a plant in the house with him, living with him. This man only had he could only find peace of mind when he went to the damn basement. So even with his wife, he didn't have anyone. And they show you how fake she was because she went straight to a commercial. She gaslit that man and went straight to a commercial about some Ovaltine. Not the Ovaltine. Yes, the Ovaltine. Ovaltine? The Ovaltine. All right, they don't want you to be able to turn to anyone for help. That would be a breach in their security. That's why they always had to take that girl away from Truman, because that was his validation. That was his confirmation. That was his ticket out of the loony bin of having a whole bunch of fake people around you. I mean, when you look at that movie, the whole entire town was out there. Truman, true man. He was a true man. He saw through the illusion. All right, he was a true man, and he saw through the illusion. He saw through the illusion, and the handler, which was that guy that was watching Truman since he was in the damn womb. They've had some of us on camera since we were in the freaking womb, yo. And like that, it is sickening. But that's how deep this COINTELPRO stuff goes. That's how deep these agencies and these people who are witches and these demonic entities go. They have to know every single thing. They have to know everything. All right. They have to know who's a potential threat and who they can keep away from you. And the thing is, the more crazy you sound, unfortunately, the more people are going to want to stay away from you. So you have to know at the end of the day that your experience is valid, and you don't need anybody's approval. You don't need anybody's confirmation. If you're talking to people who aren't going through what you're going through, stop talking to them about it, because it's only going to make you feel more ostracized. It's only going to make you feel more alone. You have to, like, this is something where you have to speak to the right people about it. I had somebody in my comments put something about speak to our psychologist and get some medicine. Like, only thing that medicine would do for a situation to where it's actually true and you're experiencing it is would make you high, cloud your vision, kind of take your mind off of it, make you forget it, but it's actually still happening. So that isn't really much help, you know, to take something to like glass it over or gloss it over or like white it out, but like it's still there. That really doesn't make too much sense. But I mean, I guess the person was trying to help, but this isn't a mental illness thing. This isn't a you need some medicine thing. This is a you're on a list. We're jealous. We see God in your life, and there's too much God. Like in this realm that we live in, when you like, if you are gang stalked, it's probably because you have a very strong, profound faith. All right, you probably have a good spirit, a giving spirit. You most likely care about others just as much as you care about yourself. You probably have the type of heart that where if you can make it and you can do well, you would probably want to go back and see other people make it and do well. And that's the energy that they have to destroy. That cooperation between TIs, that's what they have to destroy. That one TI that sees a way out, that sees that they can overcome the situation that they're in and still accomplish their goals and still stay positive and not allow their energy to be used up or stolen by these demonic people inhabited by demonic spirits, these aliens and stuff. That's a threat to them. They have to be able to crush that spirit because, like I said, you you have too much God in you, and you're that God in you, it gives off an energy, and their energy weapons, their detectors, their technology, their spiritual their spirit, they have spiritually advanced black magic technology. Let me say that again. They have spiritually advanced black magic technology to be able to pick up on these God frequencies within you. That's what CERN is about. Like that's what all the cloning is about. These entities, they will, like the Draconian Empire is working with government to create weapons. That's what CERN is about. They're like it's just like it's nothing new under the sun. Fallen angels have always given man weapons to destroy themselves, and that's the same thing. It's like they're contacting the wicked of the wicked, and they're allowing them, like these FBI agents and these COINTELPRO people are allowing themselves to be inhabited by these spirits in exchange for goods. Like these spirits don't have a body, so what they'll do is they're already wicked. The people in positions of power, they will allow these entities to inhabit them for as a ritual, right? They'll present their body for them to inhabit in exchange for gold, money, drugs, oil, all the things that you see people in position of power with. And that's why the Bible says, what does a man gain to get the whole world but lose his soul? These people have lost their soul, but they've gained everything. But the thing is, they're not even enjoying it because it's something that has taken over them and possessed them. That's why half of them don't even look like they're real, or they look half dead, or it looks like they look like something it has taken over them or something. All right, so it is what it is. Um, they don't want anybody to be in your corner. They want you to seem delusional and out of reality. But the thing is, most of the people who seem delusional and out of reality are the most sane ones. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash that like button. Smash that share button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out.